Okay guys, so I am going to show you a cheap way to make a really cool accent wall. So I wanted to surprise my munchkin Dulcie Doodle with something for her room. Her room has now been redone in a super long time, but obviously because of the virus, we're all stuck inside and shouldn't be spending money. So I did get some stuff from the dollar store. I just used one of my gift cards and ordered like some wrapping paper, some scarves, and then we just got a new bunk bed trundle from Faith Burchett. Thank you very much, guys. And so I just got done painting that yesterday, so that's going to go in this corner. I want to get the walls done as quick as possible. So I have already measured, I think it's this one. If it's not, it's the other piece, my paper right here. So what I'm putting it up with is hot glue. That seems to hold it the best. I actually did this in my room and I love it. So, and my ceiling. So both of those looked, they're pretty cool. All right, so the easiest part about this is you have squares to measure everything. So you literally can not mess this up. Like even I can do it, and I'm terrible at wrapping anything. Ask my mom. So basically, I've already measured what I'm gonna put up here. The other thing I wanted to show you on the wrapping paper is on the bottom of it, it has this white liner. So what I've been doing is overlapping each layer that I've gone up with. And so this will be my scrap paper. And you can see up in this corner, I'd already put that up, and I put that face up because what I'm doing is overlapping every single one, at least like an inch or two. So that way it has better coverage, and that way if for some reason one of them starts to fall, the other hot glue should still hold it up. So I'm gonna take my hot glue stick. The other thing that I've just started doing, which I wish I would have started in the beginning, is taping off, because when I'm taping the or gluing the paper, I'm getting some creases. So the easier way to do it without having to rip the paper, which I did right here in this spot, but once it's done, you won't be able to tell, is actually taping close to each corner. You have to do exact corner, and then you can kind of adjust a little bit easier than if you hot glue it, it is on there. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go up on the ladder here. Hopefully not fall, because I'm very clumsy, as we all know. All right. It was easier right there because I had the door to balance on. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is actually put down the hot glue gun. I'm gonna grab my tape. And again, I'm making sure that I'm overlapping the last layer that I did. And then I'm also going up top and making it a little bit higher line up on the top of the ceiling. One, I've got scarves to put up, but two, when I did the cut for her room, well, this used to be my room actually, so when I made the cut, I did it really thick. And so I want to make sure that that wrapping paper covers up that bright pink. She has been very tolerant of her mom's literally obsessive compulsion with pink everything, so I want to do something to surprise her. We also, as most of you know, lost the puppy that we were supposed to get, and that's been pretty devastating, especially through all of this, because that was one thing that we were really excited about and looking forward to with, oh, I didn't even wrap. So I didn't tape the actual paper apparently, so let's try that again. So with the puppy not coming, after we've literally been waiting till before it was even born, and then getting pictures and videos as soon as it was born, and then waiting till now, needless to say, Dulcie and I were devastated. So I want to do something to kind of get us out of our funk and surprise her, but trying to also keep in mind we should not be spending money, and we can't really go out and get very much stuff. So I've got my top right here. I'm gonna go over and tape that. What I'm also doing is I'm making sure that this is gonna be nice and tight on the bottom. See how there isn't any crease or any part that's gonna pop up? That's your goal. Oh, whoops. All right. I taped that a little bit too low, so I'm just gonna put that down because I don't want to rip it off and then rip the paper. Let's try to do that a little bit better. There we go. All right. I'm gonna do one little piece at the bottom. If I have a really long piece, what I've been doing is actually hot gluing or taping it a little bit like longer. So making my piece as long as possible, taping and gluing it, but doing the smaller sections is a lot easier to not get creases and to make it line up easier. So that's what we've been doing. Also, to get my hot glue stick gun to stay in, I actually taped it, so That's another trick if you're using an extension cord and ladder and your hot glue does not want to stay plugged in because, well, of course it doesn't. You're up on a ladder. Oh, there's another problem. I should have got longer glue sticks. I know I have some somewhere, so don't make fun of me when these fall out and I just keep grabbing new ones. So again, this is another cheap, fun way to make something be a really fun accent wall and something that's not going to break the bank. And this is something that your kids could do too, because it's not like they're getting out paint and they're going to ruin clothes, anything like that. This is something that literally anyone can do. And the best part is, dollar store, everything's $1. So I did this whole entire wall for like $4. So definitely a good deal. When I'm taking it down, I'm kind of swishing it back and forth, but I do take my hand and smooth it out to make sure it gets as much coverage as possible. You don't have to do a straight line or squiggle all the way down. You could just do the corners, but it is paper, so I want to give it as much coverage as possible. And watch it, because as you just probably saw, the hot glue does like to drip. So if that happens, I suggest just smoothing it in as much as possible. All right, so here's my tape on the bottom. I do see that I have a little cut right here, and I don't want that to be shown. So let's find our little scissors. Here they are, our little pink scissors. All right, so I'm just gonna take that, and I'm gonna go up here and cut that corner piece. So you don't have to cut very much, just like anytime there's a little spot, the best part about it is you're covering up your crease, so you're not gonna see that. There, I like it. All right, so the hard part is once you do this, it's hard to get underneath the paper. So if you wanna just use tape, that is something that's really easy to do too. And that might be better for your kids if they're doing it, because I have, of course, gotten hot glue on my finger like a million times, but I'm pretty used to it for making scarves for everybody. That is another thing. If anyone does need face masks, not scarves, if anyone needs face masks, then my daughter and I are making them for free. If you just email me at LandStyles, LandZSTYLZ, then I will get some made for you, and pickup is at the mailbox. So, no, you probably can't see this, but I did have some hot glue drip out, so all I did was just take my finger really quick and rub it across there. I promise you it doesn't burn that bad or anything, and that way it's nice and smooth instead of having a drip right there with the hot glue. So the nice part is that's already held, and that's held with the tape. So I can go across here and do that. Nice, I like it. Oh, that one's still kind of drying. You gotta give it a second, but it is I think my favorite part about using this and hot glue and everything is the fact that everything is done instantly. So I don't have to wait for the paint to dry. I don't have to, spend an extra day just waiting and waiting. So my favorite part of all of this is that's gonna be a huge difference. It's gonna be a super cool accent wall, and I don't have to wait or spend a ton of money. Those are my two biggies, just like every other parent. All right, I know right now we all wanna do something special for our kids. So this is kind of neat and something you can do to surprise them. And who knows, you might have a bunch of paper downstairs with all your Christmas stuff. I could come up with some really cool ideas. I want to redo my appliances too. So I was thinking maybe something like this, but I think the appliances will not work because we touch them so much. And yes, it's paper, so I know I wouldn't do it on top of the stove or anything. But I'm saying the bottom of everything, and maybe if I Mod Podged it, I think that would be really cool. Ooh, that's something you could do for this instead. You could Mod Podge this whole entire wall. I didn't even think about that. That would be awesome. So, if you don't have hot glue and don't want to use tape, Mod Podge would be awesome. It might be a little finicky to get something to stay up for a second, so you could add the tape or hot glue to it. But maybe I will do that over this wall just to make sure it's got a nice sealed look. So that way the Mod Podge is going to give it a layer that like it wouldn't have right now. So that is super, I'm excited. That's like actually a really good idea. Sometimes I tell you what, I have some good ideas. Not very often. Sometimes they're crazy and wild, but sometimes they work out. And it looks like this, and I love it so much. All right. So done with that, I need to get another layer. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna start the video over. I'm not sure if you can get in trouble on YouTube with music in the background. I wouldn't think so, but you never know. So we're gonna start over and do another video just in case. And stop my music. Whoop, baby.